What if everything we thought we understood about the universe was completely wrong? For centuries we gazed into the night sky, armed with mathematics, theories, and faith in the laws of physics. We believed we had uncovered the cosmic blueprint. Gravity, thermodynamics, relativity. Pillars of understanding that made the cosmos feel stable, predictable. But then, the James Webb Space Telescope opened its golden eyes. A telescope unlike any ever created. A machine of light and mirrors, unfolding in the frozen silence beyond the moon. It was designed to peer not just into space, but into time itself. To look farther, deeper, older, toward the very first flickers of light in a newborn universe. What it found changed everything. Whole galaxies emerging too soon. Vast filaments stretching across space in precise, almost intelligent alignments. Invisible forces bending the paths of light with nothing visible to explain them. And in the stillness of the void, a pulse. A signal. Repeating. Perfect. Then gone. This isn't the plot of science fiction. This is real. And it may be the beginning of a scientific revolution unlike anything we've seen before. Stay with us as we unfold the message written in starlight. Because the universe has just whispered something unexpected. And now, we must listen. When Webb captured its first ultra-deep images, astronomers held their breath. They expected chaos. Disorder. Infant galaxies fumbling into form. But what they saw was maturity. Elegant spirals. Balanced structures. Galaxies that looked ancient, too ancient. Some showed signs of second or third generation stars, rich in elements forged only in death and rebirth. But these galaxies existed just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. It's like discovering a civilization a few days after the dawn of time. Impossible. And yet, there it was. And these weren't isolated cases. More and more galaxies appeared in this cosmic dawn, fully formed, defying the very clock of creation. Our cosmic timeline was broken. It was as if the universe hit fast forward without telling anyone. But that was only the beginning. As Webb looked deeper, patterns began to emerge. Galaxies were not scattered at random, as once believed. They traced invisible threads, weaving a web across the cosmos. In one astonishing image, 10 galaxies appeared strung like pearls on an unseen string. Equally spaced, perfectly aligned. This was no accident. This was a structure. Astronomers began to speak of the cosmic web, vast filaments of dark matter guiding the formation of galaxies. These threads span billions of light years, and resemble the networks found in human brains. Coincidence? Or reflection? Some began to wonder. Is the universe not just matter, but message? Is there a hidden architecture to everything? A deeper pattern waiting to be decoded? Then came the shadows that should not be. Webb observed gravitational lensing, light bending around massive objects, just as Einstein predicted. But in many cases, the mass wasn't there. Gigantic distortions in space, with no visible source. The forces required to bend that light were enormous, equal to hundreds of billions of suns. Yet no stars, no galaxies, nothing. This wasn't just missing matter. It was a challenge to gravity itself. Dark matter had long been the placeholder, an invisible scaffolding no one could see. But now, even that explanation seemed thin. Something else was warping the universe. A force, a structure, a law, or a flaw. Are we reaching the edge of Einstein's theory? Or staring into... Webb also cracked the cosmic clock. For decades, we believed we knew how fast the universe was expanding. That number, known as the Hubble constant, was the bedrock of cosmic age and distance. But Webb's measurements didn't agree. Not with Hubble, not with Planck. Something is wrong. The universe might be expanding faster than we thought. Or, our models of time itself could be flawed. If the expansion rate is wrong, then our estimates of the universe's age, size, and fate collapse. We could be billions of years off. Or living in a cosmos where time bends? Dark energy, once thought constant, is now under suspicion. Webb's data suggests it might be changing, growing stronger. Not a passive force, but a dynamic one. Something active, restless. Perhaps even intelligent? Some speculate it could be the effect of higher dimensions, layers of reality brushing against ours. A ripple in the unseen. A push from something outside. Whatever it is, dark energy is no longer just an empty name. It's a storm. And it's accelerating. So what does it all mean? Galaxies too old. Structures too neat. Gravity behaving like a ghost. Signals in the silence. The James Webb Telescope was built to observe. But what it's doing is provoking. It's tearing holes in the models we trusted. It's inviting us to rethink everything. Perhaps the universe isn't just expanding. Perhaps it's waking up. Or perhaps we are. Because once you see the unknown, you can never look away. And once the universe speaks, we can never go back to silence. What if the universe is not just a place, but a process? Not a stage for events, but the event itself. A living equation, calculating itself forward. Webb's discoveries have shifted the question from what is out there, to why is it so perfectly arranged? Galaxies aligned like coded constellations. Forces behaving as if following a deeper rulebook, one we haven't been taught. And time, acting like it remembers something. Scientists once trusted randomness to explain complexity. But what if the universe is not random? What if it's recursive? What if reality repeats, with intention? In one of Webb's infrared mosaics, researchers noticed something strange. A cluster of galaxies, billions of light-years apart, reflected the same shape. The same angle, the same rotation. Like cosmic fractals, echoing each other across time. It defied logic. Could gravity cause such symmetry? Could dark matter paint such balance? Or was it something else, an imprint? Some began whispering of a cosmic template. A hidden code that organizes matter like DNA arranges life. If this code exists, who wrote it? Physicists now entertain wild possibilities. That the universe may be a simulation. Not metaphorically, but literally. That its behavior is not governed by randomness, but by computation. Every galaxy, every atom, every heartbeat. Calculated. Updated. Rendered. Webb may be looking not through a telescope, but through a window in the code. Seeing the operating system of reality. And it's glitching. The alignment, the anomalies, the silent pulse. These are not errors. They're messages. Markers in the matrix. It proposes that space itself is pixelated, like a screen. Not infinitely smooth, but granular. That every point in space is part of a vast information network. Connected, reactive, alive. Webb's lensing data, those ghostly distortions with no mass, may be glitches in this lattice. Reality bending at the seams.